Many people see the consistent vintage hauls, massive pop-up markets, and at times lines out the door for his curated vintage clothing. What many might not know is the story behind the community and the following he's built in Tucson, Arizona over the last several years. Today, I'm sitting down with a dear friend of mine, a staple in our local vintage community here in Tucson, who's done collaborations with dozens of local businesses, including the University of Arizona Bookstore, Sonoran House, Illegal Pete's, and many more. He's done thousands of sales online and tens of thousands of sales combined in relation to in-store pop-ups and antique malls over the years. It's a pleasure of mine to introduce to you guys the owner of Rewarren, Arizona, Roy Mendibles.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. This is my friend Roy. I've known him for 5-6 years?
Yeah, we've known each other
For a while.
for quite some time. I mean, I knew of you before because you used to pick up like sneakers and stuff, and I was like, who is this person getting all these shoes?
Yeah, so both of us used to sell sneakers like before vintage, but he started selling vintage before me. So we knew of each other, and then we both started selling vintage, and then you like invited us to like a pop-up one time or something. That's kind of like how
we did it at. It was at Tana's was the first pop-up we ever did together, and then we started collabing at Illegal Pete's.
And that he helped our small business a lot, because we weren't really doing local pop-ups, and he was doing really big ones at Illegal Pete's at the time. So that's how we kind of met him. So the first question I have for you is, what got you into selling vintage?
I've always been into like fashion and trends, stuff like that, but I used to go to Ross, and the profits were like not as good as like Goodwill. So I feel like that's what got me more into thrifting, and it was just cool finding like more unique items than like a Ross.
Yeah. So like the margins were way better.
Yeah, the margins were like way better, and then I could find stuff from like back in the day that I'm like, oh, this is super sick. Like no one else has this. So that's what got me into it.
Cool. All right. When was the first moment you realized you could make some serious money from selling vintage?
I would say I had a pop-up at my first pop-up at Illegal Pete's. It was like super good. I probably made the most, even like almost to this day, in like one pop-up, like one day in that like time frame. It was like 4 hours.
Do you mind saying the number? You don't have to. Don't worry. We can blurp it out. I'll blurp it out.
It was $10K.
Are you okay?
But in 4 hours.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
Okay. He does do his taxes, by the way. So that's another thing. Do your taxes. That's a lot. 10,000 in sales in 4 hours.
Yeah, 4 hours, and it was just 5 racks that I had, and it was like no one was really doing pop-ups at the time either. So it was more like kids walking down University at Illegal Pete's, and they're like, "Oh, what are you selling?" And just being intrigued and just spending money.
How do you think it's changed over the years? Because back when Roy was doing it, he was really, in my opinion, he was one of the first ones to be doing it in Tucson, vintage pop-ups. And after that, there's now Desert Haze, etc. We do one at the Park Place Mall with Roy all the time. How do you think it's changed, and do you think it's a little saturated, or you just have to pivot?
I would say it's good. Like it's more people could go out like almost every weekend and find stuff that they want to find. And every market's kind of different. Like the Park Place Mall for us, we're selling more to like younger kids, middle schoolers, high schoolers. Like Desert Haze is more like true vintage style, stuff like that. And then the Annex is like a good mixture of like vintage clothing, knickknacks, local businesses, stuff like that. So I think everyone has their own like little niche market. So that's what makes it nice
so it's like a good thing,
I
feel like. And he does a really good job of like pivoting. He's, in my opinion, technically he might not be like around the longest, but he's the most successful in my opinion because he pivots all the time. So like he'll have times where I notice like he's focused more on his antique booth, and then he'll pivot to more pop-ups. Then he'll pivot to online, and he's always just doing like what's best for his business and what's going to help your business. I feel I really like look up to that. I think you do a great job with that. Yeah. Okay. Next question. What was your biggest flip on one single item? And where'd you find it?
My biggest flip, I paid $300 from another local vendor. I bought it off him. It was a Corella DeVille, like all over print Disney tee. I bought it for $300 and sold that for $900.
Okay, so that's your biggest flip.
And then, I mean, I had a pair of Levi's I found at the bins for like, I don't know, $2, and I sold those for $900. So I guess that's the biggest one.
Okay, like margin wise.
Yeah.
That's cool. Were they like biggies or?
Yeah, they were biggies. I sold it to another guy that had like a Japanese buyer, and then he sold it to the Japanese buyer.
Okay, cool. What's your biggest flip on a haul? So a haul would be considered like a bunch of shirts you could find off Facebook Marketplace, or at the bins you just came up on like a bunch of items
It
or
was
something like
like
that.
right after COVID, there was a listing on Facebook for like a bunch of Harleys,
Mm-hmm.
and it was kind of close to here. It was kind of by the annex,
Okay.
and there was probably like, I don't know, 60 Harleys, maybe 70.
Oh wow.
And I met up with her, and like that was like each shirt then was like 40, like they were all $40 to $50 Harleys, like they
Oh,
were all
okay.
really good. And yeah, that's probably like my biggest haul that I've acquired.
So let me do the math real quick. I'm very analytical, so
Yeah, you could say like just do 40 to be
yeah,
safe, 40 each one,
calculate.
and then you could do 60.
Yeah, 40 times 60. And how much did you pay for the haul?
200.
So you paid 200 and you turned into 2,400, pretty much, conservatively speaking.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. That's a good haul. All right. As you know, entrepreneurship is a roller coaster. It comes with many ups and downs. Can you tell me about a time you had a low in your business, and what did you learn from this, and how did you pivot?
So I was picking up at one point like any U of A shirt, like as long as it was U of A, it didn't have to be old. Like as long as it was U of A, I was picking it up, and I couldn't sell them for like $5-10. And then my fiance told me, why don't you just cut them? Like she inspired me. She gave me like a way to see like out of it, like because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna donate them all, and she's like, no, cut them, crop them. The college girls will love them. So I cropped them all, and then I put them at like, I don't know, $15-20 at the time, and I put them at one pop up at Illegal Pizza, and they sold out like instantly. And I was like kind of tapped into like, oh, like back then I didn't realize like I could do things like that, or I wasn't as like knowledgeable in that sense of like, I was more stuck in my ways, like, oh no, people don't wear that because I didn't wear that.
Yeah, because you're a dude. And even me, like, I don't wear like crop tops, so I wouldn't do that as well. So I feel like if you're able to like do things like that, even if it's not in your realm, like that's how you like separate yourself from other, like being more successful, essentially. You're very well respected in the Tucson Vintage community and the area. How much of your success do you attribute to your local clientele, like local markets and stuff like that, versus online sales? Like how much, like, because some people, they focus more on the online side and they're like, my success for my business is more from like the stuff I saw online. Would you say yours is online or local, in your local clientele?
I would say mine's more local. I don't know. I've always liked being more local than online. Like I feel like it's just a better connection. And like I sell to people local too, and then they move out of state, and then they still buy from me. So I guess that's kind of online, but most of it is like all local. Like people will swipe them on my story and be like, oh, I want this, and then I'll meet them somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like it's more fun to do like local pop-ups. You get to have like a connection with someone. I feel like when you go super heavily online, sometimes you like become a robot. Yeah. And you're like,
I just don't like, I don't know. I don't like the online aspect. It's just like, there's no like real connection. Like I've become friends with some of the people.
Yeah, exactly.
That have come to my pop-up. So I like that.
Yeah. And it's like a community thing, and community is super important. If you had to choose to only sell at one, which are you choosing? Vintage markets, antique malls, or online such as eBay, Depop, and Poshmark?
Only one. I would say vintage markets. Yeah, vintage markets, just because like the whole aspect of meeting people, finding out what their style is, and then it's cool doing it at like local businesses too. Like we used to do it at Illegal Pete's, and I feel like we brought in a lot of people there at the time. And then we did some at Boxyard. And
like, I forgot about Boxyard.
And Boxyard used to get crazy. Like
one time, like it was just me and Roy, because like Justin, who is my business partner, was out of town, and there's like so many people, like we couldn't even like handle it. It was like scary, but it was fun. Yeah, we
could barely leave. Like it was like, oh, we gotta go. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we were like wheeling our racks out, and people were like still trying to shop. Those are the good days. Yeah, but it's still good now. But yeah, those are like really good, cool memories.
Yeah, I just like, I don't know, doing it with local businesses here in town is also nice. Like I said, because it's just like good to have that like good connection.
Yep, I agree with that. Yep. All right. When you're sourcing for vintage, what is one thing you look for that often people miss out on that they might not pick up, but you see value in?
I would say probably like the newer U of A shirts, like because I could crop them. And most people aren't doing that. Maybe they're quick flips, especially because like we live in Tucson. It's super hot here all the time.
Yeah. In your opinion, is vintage about the history of the garment or the trend at the moment? So like, you know how like back in the day it was like, oh, the history of this AOP was crazy, And like that's how a lot of people made money versus like now, in my perspective, I think it's more about trends and sustainability.
I think from a consumer aspect, it's more of what's in trend, like what's going on. But a lot of vintage sellers
are still the
not me personally, but a lot of vintage sellers are like, they want the true vintage, they want the history behind
which I love. I think that's beautiful. But I think like from a business standpoint, it's definitely more important to like pay attention to the trends.
Or like me, like some of the guys that I know, they only like the true vintage stuff. So I'm like, I'll trade you this one true vintage item for, I don't know, 20 shirts that I know I could sell because I really, I don't care about the true vintage too much, to be honest. I'd rather get stuff to sell.
All right. How do you keep up with trends?
I try to see what's like trending on TikTok, or when I'm at my pop-ups, I try to see what people are wearing. I have a younger brother who's in high school too, so like, or he's gonna be in high school. So like I try to see like what the younger generation's kind of wearing. So yeah, I think that's how I keep up with trends. Mostly like TikTok, and then just looking at what other people are wearing at the pop-ups.
What was the hardest part about moving from like a side hustle, maybe like a little bit less professional, to trying to create what you have now, which is like a professional like entrepreneurship, and you have like a reputation to uphold?
I think being more like professional, like when people walk into my booth, like, hey, let me know if you're looking for anything. Like, I learned some of that from Nike, but it wasn't like, I'm kind of shy, like honestly, like, so I really don't, like, I get nervous talking to new people sometimes. So that was like a big thing for me, was to like talk to everyone that comes in the booth, make sure they're like feel well greeted while they're shopping.
And that's another good thing about like vintage markets, because it kind of forces you to like be more social. Because I was probably more shy than him when I started. I was like, I would just let Jay do all the talking, but then naturally you kind of just like come out of your shell, and it's really good for you. I feel like that's another reason why I like vintage markets. The vintage market is more saturated than it was 5 years ago. If a younger entrepreneur came up to you and said they have $500 to invest into their vintage business, what and where would you tell them to invest that money into? Would it be thrifting, wholesale, rag house? Would you tell them to like get an antique booth? How would you do that?
I guess it just depends on the time. Like thrifting items takes a very long time. Like, I feel like a lot of consumers think we just walk in at the thrift and find 10 of the best items just like that. When realistically, it could take a couple days or a couple weeks. But I would suggest, if you can, try to buy bulk. Like for your first time, like, okay, I'm going to get $500 in bulk, and then work your way like that.
Okay. So you would say wholesale?
Yeah.
For also like the time purpose of it?
Yeah, just for the time purpose. And like, so there's a lot of local people here that just don't like to do pop-ups, and you can always get a good deal off someone.
Yeah, if you're willing to
and it's quick cash for them, so that's okay.
And it works out for everyone that way. Yep. What's one of the biggest mistakes you see new vintage sellers making today?
I see a lot of people just like picking up junk, like at the bins, like they kind of just pick up whatever, like, oh, it's single stitch. Like, no one really cares about that nowadays. Like maybe like 5-7 years ago, people were like, oh, it's single stitch, I'll buy it. But like now it's more trends. Like, oh, this shirt's not trendy, I don't want it. So then they end up redonating it or not having a purpose for it. Like, so it's just kind of like a waste of time, money, and energy.
Correct. Okay, how do you avoid burnout when your fun hobby becomes your 24/7 job?
I think having a good set routine is what you really need, because I've burnt myself out before, like thrifting every day and not posting, or pop up. I just like, it's nice to have a good structure. So like now I'll be like, okay, I'm only gonna thrift, I don't know, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then the days I'm not thrifting, I'm gonna go through my inventory and tag everything. And like, it's just good to have a system so you don't burn yourself out like that.
Do you think it's important to also have balance, like with your regular life, your relationships? Because he does a good job of that. But he basically, like, when he's not doing the pop-ups, like, we don't see him. Yeah. Because he has a good work-life balance.
I would say like the schedule. So now, like, I'm like, okay, it's like most days I end my day at 4 p.m. Like after 4 p.m. I'm not working on anything vintage related. It'll wait till the next day.
Because it becomes very addicting, and it can really like consume your life. Yeah, it happens to a lot of people.
Back in the day, I used to be like on my phone watching TikTok or Instagram reels, and I'd be like, oh man, they found something good at the thrift. I gotta go right now. Like, I gotta go. I might find something. But it's like, in my opinion, if it's meant for you, you'll find it. So there's no need to like stress about it.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. What is the next trend to die off, in your opinion, when it comes to vintage clothing?
I think the baggy clothing is gonna die off.
I think so too.
I think it's like
starting
slowly,
to convert.
yeah.
Some people are starting to wear skinny jeans and capris.
Yeah.
Have you seen
Yes.
that? Yeah.
The bag. I mean, I'm short, so like the baggy fit never looked good on me. But I don't know. I think the baggy fit's kind of like funny to me.
Yeah. I think it's kind of cool right now because I feel like there's a lot of everything though right now.
Yeah.
So some people are still doing baggy, some people are doing like straight fit, slightly baggy, and some people are doing skinny jeans. Yeah. I hope it never really comes
back to skinny jeans.
I don't want to wear those, but I mean, if it is, it is. All right. What is your prediction on the next vintage trend to come? Or secondhand apparel trend to come?
I can't remember what they're called, but like the pants you're wearing. Mm-hmm. So have you seen that show, or I don't know if you like the Kennedy show?
I'm gonna look it up one second.
It's the
I think I have.
John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
Jr.
I only watched a couple minutes of it.
So like
is it his style or something?
Yeah, so like he's wearing these but the shorts version.
What?
He's wearing like pants like this with the loafers.
Okay.
Kind of like.
So was that in the 50s?
Tees. No, that was like.
I don't know my history.
90s, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, John F. Kennedy Jr.
Oh, Jr. That's why.
Yeah.
Let's look it up.
Yeah.
John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, Jr.
Okay, so kind of like old money, but
yeah. So like this show's really popular right now, and I feel like the suits, the blazers, those what are these called again? It's like trousers
and slacks. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think that's gonna make a comeback, especially in like our fashion here compared to New York is like so different. You know what I mean? Like that in New York is gonna be killer this summer.
Yeah, for sure.
And this year, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. That and Western wear. I feel like Western wear's been in. I think it'll stay in at least where we are. Yeah. Okay. That was a good one. I didn't even think about that. What is one piece in your personal collection you'll never sell?
It's like something silly. My grandpa passed away, and he had like a early 2000s Nike U of A jersey.
It's like sentimental.
Yeah, it's more sentimental to me. Like he used to wear it all the time, and then there's like another tee. Oh, what is this? I can't remember what it says. I got it from my dad because it didn't fit my dad, and it was also my grandpa's. So like, I would never sell that.
So more like sentimental items that are vintage.
Yeah, like money wise, like if I have anything, like I just have it like because it's like a stock, not necessarily because like
you want to hold on to it.
I want to hold on to it forever. Like more of the sentimental things to me.
Yeah. Because the cool thing about vintage is like you can, depending on the market, you can hold on to items and sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down. So it's like a stock. What's the one piece you're still hunting for that you want to find in the wild?
That I've never found.
It could be because of money wise, like you just like that'd be a good flip, or your personal collection.
Probably. I mean, I have it, but I would love to find one in the wild. It's like I don't know the name of it. I can't remember the name of it. It's like it's just like an all over print U of A tee. Like I've never found
really
one in the wild.
One?
Yeah.
Okay, because he has a pretty big U of A collection as well. So he's like one of the original, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just love the U of A.
He's always been collecting U of A stuff since I've known him. Okay, my final question that I have for you is: where do you see your business, Reworn AZ, 5 years from now?
Hopefully, my dream goal is to have a store. And just doing pop-ups with the U of A, to be honest. Like, I enjoy collecting vintage U of A pieces and working with the university. It's nice, like, getting kids the U of A items. But ultimately, like, if the U of A pop-ups keep going really good like they've been, hopefully I'll be able to open a store. Like, that's my biggest goal. Yeah, he's always talked about that. And I think it's really cool to see someone, ever since I met him, he's the one that brought me into Legal Pete's, and he's been selling U of A, and he put me onto U of A like 5-6 years ago. So it's really cool to see someone who's like really for that and has always been about that, and see them succeed. I think that's great. Yeah, because I used to get U of A before you guys started doing pop-ups. I used to buy it off you guys on Whatnot too. Yeah. So it's cool seeing like someone that was generous and like lent a hand to us, and now Justin and I have like our own thing that we do, and we're all still like pretty close, and it's just cool to see like you guys succeed and stuff like that. Anyways, thank you, boy. That was